Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Farhan, also known as Gunner Since 96, and you're watching my post-match reaction video. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining me. Obviously, as you know, Arsenal drew 1-1 against Benfica last night in the first leg of the round of last 32. It's a difficult game to talk about really because we didn't make a very good... We didn't take advantage of the situation we were in, did we? I don't really know how to summarize that game other than it was very flat. It was a very disjointed Arsenal side. They looked a little bit disorientated. They looked a little bit lost. And I couldn't really quite explain it. I'm going to try and analyse this the best I can. I'm still making sense of it really because I don't know where it quite went wrong. I don't know whether it went wrong before the game even started with the starting selection. I don't know whether it went wrong with the way that we approached the game. I don't know whether it went wrong with certain players not taking the opportunities that they got. You know, it's a bit of a difficult one to look at. So again, I don't think it is just down to one moment of madness, one mistake, one player not showing up, or one reason. There's a mixture of different reasons. This was a game that was crucial for us to win and win convincingly. This was probably the most important game of our season so far, and for us to not have taken advantage of it is quite disheartening and it's quite annoying. It's irritating because the boys would have known how big of a game this is. They would have certainly known that, you know, our only way back into Europe, the most realistic, the most approachable way to get into Europe is through the Europa League. To get into Europe through the Premier League is, you know, as unpredictable as the season has been. We don't know how, you know, what the next game's going to bring for us. We don't know what other teams around us, how other teams are going to perform. We don't even know how we're going to perform against some of the teams that we have to play, against the Cities, the Leicesters. You know, we need to play United, Spurs. We still need to play Chelsea. There are a number of big teams that we need to play. Sorry, did I put Spurs in the big team column? I apologise for that. But you get my drift. So I don't think right now is the best time to have a look at the league and say, look, the best way for us to get into Europe is to do it through the Premier League. You need to prioritise the Europa League from now until the end of the season. Put your best team forward and just hope that they perform. Let's talk about the starting lineup. I was very surprised to see Arteta play the same 11 players that he played against Leeds, but I couldn't complain about it. And the reason why I couldn't complain about it is because the players that played against Leeds did a mighty good job of beating them convincingly and pulled out a fantastic performance. And at the time when the starting 11 came out, there wasn't anything for me to complain about because all I could think about was Aubameyang got a hat-trick, Saka played incredibly well, Emil Smith-Rowe and Odegaard had an incredible game together, Xhaka and Ceballos were brilliant, Luiz and Gabriel were brilliant, and so there wasn't really much to discuss. But hindsight's a beautiful thing. And as the game started and as it continued to unfold, the first 20, 25, 30 minutes, you instantly realised that Arteta got it wrong. And he got it wrong pretty badly. And that's not his fault because no one else realised it at the time when he released the starting 11. No one else could foresee this happening. But what Arteta had been doing really right, really well and really right up until that moment was that he was picking his 11, he was picking his team based on who he was playing, and he was catering that starting 11 to beat who was in front of him. So in the case of Southampton and in the case of Leeds, he did it absolutely brilliantly. He played their football against them and he beat them. He played the right 11 and he beat them. But against Benfica, I don't think he quite got it right with catering the 11 players for this Benfica side. I don't know what he expected from them. I certainly didn't expect the performance that I got from them. A well-calculated, very well defensively drilled side sitting at the back with a bank of 5, very organised, very structured and very frustrating. And that's the key word, I think. They frustrated us on the night. They did very, very well to be calm, to be patient, to sit, to soak up the pressure and hit us on a counter-attack when they could. And that's where they got their goal. They got the corner, they got the handball, they got the penalty, and they got a well-deserved goal. If we're going to argue about that penalty, you can. There is an argument to be made, but I think the reality is it was a handball, and so they deserved to be 1-0 up because they managed that game absolutely brilliantly. They knew how to control every aspect, not necessarily every aspect, but they certainly knew how to stop us on our tracks. We had that opportunity at the first half with Aubameyang missing from yards out. I don't know how he missed that opportunity, but you can't use that opportunity. You can't look at that opportunity, that sole opportunity, to dictate, the outcome of the game. It was an opportunity early on. If he had put it away, the nerves would have been eased a little bit. We would have been a little bit more relaxed. They would have been on the back foot. They might have been under a little bit more pressure. But ultimately, that opportunity was not converted. Ultimately, we didn't put that opportunity away and we weren't 1-0 up. And so we were chasing a game where we knew what the pressures were. We knew we had to win convincingly, and they knew that too. They knew that we were going to come into this game and play in an aggressive fashion, and they knew exactly what to do to stop us, which was get 10 men behind the ball, sit, try and pick up men, I think the most important thing that they did, which was zonal marking. Their zonal marking, their ability to be sitting in bits of the pitch in their half was perfect. And again, like I say, that bank of 5 that was sat at the back worked so effectively. And it's not the first time that Arsenal have struggled against a side that were playing 5 at the back, off the ball. You remember when we were playing against Newcastle in the FA Cup where they took us to extra time? They did exactly the same thing. They played 5 at the back and Arsenal struggled, really, really struggled to get past that organised bank of 5. And ultimately it was really, really good bits of a creative play that ripped that 5 open. And similarly, there were times as well in that game where we were opening them up, but only through really intricate passing and great bits of link-up play. I'm referring to the Saka opportunity in the second half, just before they scored, where he linked up really, really well with Ceballos, with Bellerin, and they were able to open them up. And I think the problem was that not only were we playing the same 11 players who looked flat, who looked a bit deflated and a little bit tired and almost a little bit... They just lacked that sharpness to their game. When you look at that team who played against Leeds, everything was there. They were concentrated, they were raring and ready to go. Every player knew what to do. But last night was a little bit different. Last night was a team that was struggling to get the ideas implemented. Everyone was performing at an okay level. I mean, I saw players that were moving around. I saw good passing. I saw there was an okay-ish type of energy and rhythm. But it wasn't amazing. And when you're playing against a defensively structured, organised side like Benfica, you need to be amazing. And we were missing that. And so I questioned why Pepe didn't come on earlier. Why Martinelli didn't come on earlier. Why didn't we get Lacazette on? You could tell Aubameyang was struggling. He missed 3 opportunities, 3 very good opportunities as well. One of the opportunities, a bit unlucky to not get inside of in the net because it was from a tight angle. The shot just went out wide. But 2 opportunities he missed. 2 sitters. You could tell he was low on confidence and frustrating. A very frustrating night. And the last few minutes said the story, really, to bring on Willian and Elneny. You know, very confusing, very bizarre. I don't really know how to approach from what angle to approach the game. I mean, look, Ceballos was excellent. Let's talk about the positives. Ceballos was excellent. Odegaard was excellent. Sacco in parts of the game was excellent. Emile Smith-Rowe tried, but you could tell that he wasn't 100%. You could tell Sacco wasn't 100%. You could tell Aubameyang wasn't 100%. These players needed to be rested. They had just played against Leeds. And I really did expect Pepe to start, Martinelli to start potentially, Lacazette definitely to start. Even Mari and Holding something. What's happened to them? We're playing the same players week in, week out, and despite getting good results, for the long term, it's not working out because you've got these players who are now a little bit overwhelmed maybe with the minutes of games that they're playing, not to mention the travel as well. That's going to have an impact. They're having to travel to Rome, then back to London. They're going to have to play City on Sunday. Then they're going to have to fly back out to Greece, going to have to come back in, then play Leicester. It is very, very intense. And the whole point of having a squad, the whole point of having enough depth in your squad is to rotate and is to get players rested and get others on the pitch. And it's not as if to say that we don't have enough quality on the bench. I mean, Martinelli, Pepe and Lacazette have quality in their game. They're types of players that are able to perform, score goals, create impact. And I'm scratching my head a little bit and I'm thinking, what's going on? Why do we not have this rotation going on? Maybe it was that Arteta was a bit blindsided by what he saw against Leeds, the incredible performance the boys put in, and maybe he thought, you know, this is an important game. We need to play the best possible 11. This is the best performance that I've seen us play against Leeds, and I'm going to play the same team. And he got it wrong. He got it wrong because he was blindsided by just the performance alone and not taking enough care and time in looking at maybe the physical side, not the physical side, so the fitness side of things, and also who we were playing and how they might have chosen to play. Because look, they executed that game plan perfectly. Benfica played that game yesterday to be in it. That's it. They wanted to see that 90 minutes out, to get a goal if possible, but to not concede and to be in it. They now go to Greece with so much confidence and probably the game plan to attack, try and score as many goals as possible, because the more away goals that they get, the better for them. And I'm worried. I'm really, really worried, because we now have to think about going to City knowing that we haven't got the job done against Benfica. That's basically my matchday reaction. I don't really have nothing else. I don't really have much else to say about that. Arteta's press conference I haven't listened to yet. I know that he's disappointed. You could see at the final whistle was shaking his head, wasn't happy with what he saw, and I think, you know, I'm one of Arteta's biggest supporters, but I think he got it wrong that night. I think if you're gonna, I hate to choose the word blame, but if there's someone who needs to take responsibility for that performance, it's Arteta. And he would have learned something from that game. So maybe it's a good thing, as long as we get the win that we need to get against them in the second leg. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit that bell notification to be notified every time I release a video. Remember, I release a video every single day, so if you're looking for Arsenal content, do consider subscribing. But look, I'll be back again tomorrow with another video, probably looking ahead to the City game. We've got literally days before we can prepare for that. But look, until then, stay home, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.